Los Angeles, California. Well, the weekend has officially begun. DA, it's all you.
Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. Looking now at the lineup for both teams tonight. Some names out of action.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the 3, the small forward. And for Los Angeles, they've got Ivica Zubac. Paul George is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. McCollum, no good.
You expect him to make those. They got to do more to get a hand in his face next time.
And George with the stuff.
Punishing the rim there. When George makes up his mind he's going to dunk it, there is not much you can do.
Now, here's Lillard. To the inside. And finished off by Nurkic.
Oh, the movement off the ball is good. And the pass to hit him in stride is even better.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Los Angeles.
And last season, Lillard doing more playmaking than prior years, a career high in assists for him.
Well, we all know that Dame can score whenever he wants to. This team is better when he's setting others up. Lillard knows that. I expect him to continue to spread the ball around. He's a volume 3-point shooter. McCollum looks to take this shot often for this very reason.
From deep, George. The shot, no good. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Lillard against George. Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Lillard is phenomenal at penetrating to the bucket. With his speed, athleticism, difficult to slow down.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. McCollum against Jackson. They need this. Here's Leonard. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him.
Just 1 for 5 from the field now. They've come out flat. They need to pick up the energy.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, it feels like they're just 1 step ahead right now, looking to build out their advantage even further.
Now here's Jackson. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. Double-checking, and the game continues on.
Just 5 to shoot. Simons, the pass to Cannon. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. Teams have dynasties, the 90s, Michael Jordan. We've seen it over the many decades. Over the next decade, though, who do you think is going to lead the pack there?
Ooh, that's a great question. With the way Father Time is treating LeBron, you might have to wait and see because he is still playing at such a high level. But, obviously Giannis has got to be on the short list with the Bucks. For me, I really look at Luka in Dallas. I just feel like with Kristaps Porzingis, that duo could just be deadly with how the game is played. But don't sleep on the Celtics with Tatum and Brown and that group that they have, with the front office they have, man. I think the league overall is going to be in great shape moving forward.
It sure seems that way. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. The Clippers getting the bucket. Simons surveying the D. Jones, the pass to Simons. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Cantor's shot is off.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
And here's Leonard from 3. That That one's a miss. His third shot of the game. He's made one of them. And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Kennard, he's checked in for George. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Powell's checked in. Clippers trail by 4. Throws it up high. The shot misses.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
Oh, I'm always surprised when it doesn't happen. I'm sure these two will have a good laugh about it later.
Now here's Anthony. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Cantor's shot is off. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
Talk about someone who knows all the angles. Kawhi on the interior.
Here's Simons. He's covered by Rondo. Gets it off. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Trailblazers lead by 2. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center.
You know, this game, it's
You know this. It takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Trailblazers guys, what do you think?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Yeah, love the ball movement so far. Everything clicking at the offensive end.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair. Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Norman Powell. And it's Nurkic in at the 5 down low. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And the athleticism and fearlessness of Batum inside is exceptional. Really testing the defense deep in the paint.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Mann's checked in.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Lillard dishes to McCollum, and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Beverly against McCollum, and that one's good. Beverly.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Lillard scanning the floor. Nurkic kicks to Lillard. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Lillard's got 6.
Realizing when the defenders have overcommitted, like how Nurkic looks to hit the open man.
And the officials have called the illegal screen right there.
Not a problem. First turnover of the game, but overall, I like how they're taking care of the basketball.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. It's Powell on the wing. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Takes it out to Covington. 3 on the clock. Shoots from 12. Pass to Lillard. Back to Covington. And stolen by Cousins. And now Batum pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
And the long legs of Batum, that's what allows him to leak out so quickly in transition. He runs the floor like a Jaguar.
And you look at Robert Covington, first team all-defense in 2018, the kind of versatile stopper that every team in the league could use.
Lillard misses. Powell with the steal. Covington dishes to Lillard. Portland moving the ball around. Powell, no one around him. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. And Covington, maybe not a star, but he's a winning player. We've seen him.
And the perfect example of that 3-and-D role player. Can guard 4 or 5 positions and can definitely sling it from outside.
So for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And George is subbed in for Kennard. Portland also making some changes. Cantor checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Derek Jones in for Powell.
And once Lillard hits the ground running, he's ready to throw it down. The D has got to step in front of him to prevent that.
Here's Beverly. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Beverly's got the lead up to 4 now for the Clippers.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
The pass to Cantor. Kicks to Lillard. From outside, off the mark. Clippers leading by 4. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
Pass to McCollum. There's the triple. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And, folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
George finds Zubac. The shot's good on the assist by George.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Passes it to Anthony. Back to Lillard. From outside the arc, it's hauled in by the Clippers.
Still plenty of time for him to contribute in this game, but it's a tough stretch he's going through.
Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Rondo comes in for Patrick Beverly. Rondo passes to George. And he lobs it up, and the dunk by Zubac.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Well, come on, guys. Someone has to rotate over. Defensively, that's just poor communication.
And George, here we go. Got a hand on it.
We don't talk much about his defense. I mean, Cantor has been much maligned for his work at that end. He's been making a better effort.
And it's sent back by Morris. And we finished one half of basketball. Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings. And you think about how Kawhi Leonard is able to dominate from the wing position at both ends of the floor. And that'll do it for our half.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. One guy who's getting it done is Lillard.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And there's Jackson. And it's George in at the shooting guard. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. McCollum passes to Lillard. Back to McCollum. Pass to Nurkic. Outside Covington. Kicks it out to McCollum. Just 5 on the clock. Powell with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Lillard with no one around. Here's Nurkic. Back to Powell. And a deep three from Lillard. The long distance three is buried. Lillard's got 11.
There's never going to be hesitation from Lillard on his catch and shoot opportunities. His confidence through the roof on those.
Zubac in the post. He's guarded by Nurkic. Here's George. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Damian Lillard.
And, guys, George puts pressure on an opponent at both ends. of the court. Lockdown D at one, aggressive to get his own at the other.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac, and it's Batum and for Marcus Morris. Nurkic kicks to Lillard. Back to Nurkic, and stolen by Cousins. And now running up the court, Leonard pushing it up. And yes, it's good. Leonard's got the lead up to 9 now for the Clippers.
Oh, he's one of the best passing fives in the game. I mean, think about this. Cousins doesn't get enough credit for being unselfish on the floor.
The pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. If you go a step in a time machine, what would you like and dislike about playing in this era at this time?
Well, no doubt about the tempo and the spacing. I think that more than anything allows for the true skill and artistry of the game to be on display. I probably wouldn't want to get switched onto Embiid down low. I would probably dislike that and let it be known vociferously.
But I always pictured you as being fearless, like you would never turn down that kind of challenge.
I wouldn't turn it down publicly.
Jackson passes to Mann. He feeds it to Batum. Up and in on the layup. Batum's got his second bucket of the night.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Trailblazers trail by 7. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Here's Nurkic. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And Yusuf Nurkic, missing a whole calendar year not too long ago, was still involved with the team during that stretch and was a fixture on their bench.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Nurkic. But hey, bro, he has some wild shirts on the sideline. I couldn't even watch the game. You was over there dizzying cats up. But I know you were doing your thing, but he would use clothing to call out other players, teams, and commentators. Nurkic doesn't mince words, and I'm glad he's back and playing.
Here's Simons. High post, Nurkic. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Nurkic has got 6.
A physical player with a large frame. Nurkic was seemingly unbothered by the contact.
Rondo kicks to Leonard. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Anthony against Leonard. Anthony looking it over. Defended by Beverly. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. A different look for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Nicholas Batum. And Marcus Morris subbed in for Kawhi Leonard. And that was a great replay we just saw of our Mobile 1 block.
And they're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time D.
A defensive anchor. I mean, you got to admire how Nurkic uses his wingspan to turn shots back.
And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. 44 seconds left in the third. Simons, the pass to Nurkic. No good on the shot. And the Clippers will come the other way. And that one's good. Beverly, 6 points for him.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Kicks it to Nurkic. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Simons, the pass to Carmelo. Just 4 to shoot. And it's Simons missing.
Some very aggressive defense to prevent the easy lay-in.
In the corner, Kennard with it. A three-pointer is right on target. Kennard's got the lead up to 12 now for Los Angeles.
You know, with Kennard, he can do things other than shoot. And that helps open up the three-ball for him.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Clippers lead by 12. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter. And it's Powell in at the small forward spot. And it's George finishing it off.
This is why Kennard's teammates appreciate him. He's good at sharing the wealth when they're in cover.
Now Lillard dishes it to Kanter. Lets it go with a three. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Lillard.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
All right, it's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. And Los Angeles with some changes. Mann's checked in, and it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo.
And a little verticality there from George, not to mention the timing between those two on the alley-oop.
McCollum with the ball. The dish to Lillard. Back to McCollum. And with the rebound. Los Angeles leading by 13. Morris finds George. And George with the stuff.
And Morris does a great job keeping his head up, finding his teammate for quality shots.
Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Down low, Covington. And the layup's good off the glass. Covington's got his first bucket in this one.
Oh, it's all about the assist on that play. He puts it in the perfect spot.
And George, here we go. The shot's good.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up to the Portland Trail Blazers. 15-point game. Here is Lillard. Pass to McCollum. Lillard outside. And the three off target. And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. The Clippers have gone a perfect 4-4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. George passes to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
And really the story of this second half. One team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
Yeah, you can clearly see which offense is better right now. We'll see if that continues the rest of the way.
McCollum against George. That one good for 2.
What a dead-eye McCollum is from that range. Such a tremendous feel for the mid-range jumper.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. Lillard against George. No good. Shot missing. Trail Blazers trail by 15. Obs it up for Kanter. An emphatic LU jam.
And look at Kanter rise up. Good anticipation for the big man to go for the alley.
Passes it to Leonard. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for Robert Covington. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
Kanter in the corner. He kicks it to Powell. And the shot goes in.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Outside, George kicks it out to Leonard. That one is good again. He's 6 straight from the floor with the basket.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Los Angeles.
They enjoyed a big boost from the strong play of their bench.
The subs came in and did their job. Those points off the bench were key to their victory.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for George.
Oh, man, anticipation, instincts, energy, all his tools were on display tonight as he lit the place up.
The drive by Jackson, and Jackson throws it down hard.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, I love how they play for one another out there. No signs of selfishness. They're just a total team effort.
And then Lillard slams it in.
Lillard has some ridiculous handles. His ball control simply sublime.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Jackson dishes to George. That one drops for him.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
And that's why they're in the driver's seat right now, looking to put this one away.
Now, here's Lillard. Fires for 3. No good. So the Clippers winning this one easily. All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks. For our And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interest. It's Friday night, and lots. Short a rotation play. Nothing that they can't overcome, but it does shrink their margin for error just a bit.
Compensating for the absence of a key player can be difficult, but they've got to hold strong.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday, and it's Middleton in at the 3 spot. And for the Clippers, they've got Morris, Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Zubac in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Knocked loose. They push it up 4 on 3. There's the lob to Jackson. It's stolen by Kumbo and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Now the Clippers with it. George double teamed. And it's George finishing it off.
One of the great athletes in the league, and there are a bunch of them, but he's at the top of the list. Ferocity on that throwdown from Paul George.
And so Holiday will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said.
I like the intensity that George plays with down inside. It's really what earns him a lot of these calls.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Holiday, the pass to Lopez. Morris against Antetokounmpo. Is shot by Middleton. Wide open. Off target from outside. And it's the Clippers' ball. Lob pass to George. The shot, no good.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And, you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect.
The Clippers have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
Now here's Holiday. Banked in off the glass.
A really smart player. Holiday can find the spaces inside and exploit them for points.
It's George on the wing. Stolen by Middleton. Now Holiday with a clear path to the hoop. And it's slammed in by Holiday.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Now here's Leonard. Pass to Zubac. Great D that time from Middleton.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Jackson against Holiday. On the wing, DiVincenzo. Outside Holiday. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Lopez. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. The Clippers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Here's Jackson, and the rejection by Giannis. Back to DiVincenzo. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. That puts them in the lead.
Lopez, not to be denied. Nice, strong finish there.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They trail by 1. Outside, George. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. George has got 6 points.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Holiday against Jackson. Holiday gets the bucket. 6 points for him. 1:16 left to play in the first. For Los Angeles, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Zubac kicks to Jackson. Here's George, and George with the stuff.
Hey, and George really is one of the better dunkers in the league. Actually, one of the best. He's creative. He's got great bounce, excellent length, and pretty creative every time he gets a chance to throw it down.
Antetokounmpo, and the rejection by Zubac. Giannis, no good. The Clippers have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. And an intentional foul right there.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Giannis, no good.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Yeah, you know, you go back to when Cousins was drafted, and there were some that questioned his attitude, but lately, I don't think that's the case anymore.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for George. Here's Giannis, and the dunk by Giannis.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
Cousins, no good. From deep. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how they've...
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well-balanced. This team lives it.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Attacking, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the line.
Boy, I like the aggressive nature they're playing with here. Not playing soft at all. They're going right at them.
On the court for Milwaukee here in the second, E.J. Tucker is out there with Bobby Portis. Then it's Chris Middleton. And it's Connaughton in at the two-guard spot. The Bucks making a switch here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite too, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation.
And here are the Clippers now, following the bucket by the Bucks. Here's Cousins. That's tipped and is out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. On defense, Milwaukee. It's a 5-point game. 6 to shoot. Batum. Passes to Mann. Beverly with the ball. Tries yet again. It's rebounded by Portis. The Bucks shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Here's Giannis. The shot comes out, so Los Angeles will take it the other way. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Kennard, the pass to Cousins. And the layup falls. Cousins has got the lead up to 7 now for the Clippers.
Cousins imposing his will that time against pretty good defense.
Antetokounmpo, no good. And they go to the intentional foul. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Beverly feeling it out a bit. Pass to Kennard. Let's go. The rebound by the Bucks.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Antetokounmpo. 6 points for him. To the middle, here's Tucker. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Tucker's got his first points in this one. Clippers leading by 5. Here's Mann. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Beverly wide open. It's rebounded by Portis.
Well, I cannot believe he didn't capitalize there, and neither can he.
Back to Antetokounmpo, looking to get it going, and the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak, showing again how committed he is when he takes that ball inside off the drive.
Now, here's Kennard. D right on him. Cousins. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, their skill, power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism, and I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category, and a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Zubac is checked in. Lopez, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Bryn Forbes comes in for Pat Connaughton. Bucks trail by 5. In the corner, it's DiVincenzo. Back to Forbes. Lays it up off the glass. Forbes has got his first 2 points of the night.
You know, this is the next step in his development. Forbes understanding when to look to score from there.
To the paint. And Holiday throws it down.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Exactly. I mean, when you're running neck to neck, those kinds of mistakes tip the scales.
Outside for George. Morris outside, stolen by Tucker, all by himself. By himself, throws down the breakaway jam.
Tucker forces the turnover, then immediately gets the ball up court. That's just an experienced, smart play.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Bucks.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Rajon Rondo's checked in for the Clippers. Holiday gets the bucket. Holiday's got 10.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Now here's Jackson. And that one is good from Zubac. And the Clippers lead by 1.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
The Bucks have gone 8 of 11 from the field in the second quarter. Really flowing here. He gets that one. Now it's a 3-point Bucks lead.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Jackson kicks to Leonard. A three-pointer, no good. And for Milwaukee, their shooting is beautiful right now. 60% for the game. Pretty much everyone out there has been stroking it. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
And Morris drops them both.
Yeah, and of course, Marcus with a twin brother, Markieff, went to college together, played in the pros together. You'll have a hard time finding a closer pair of siblings.
Jrue Holiday has been on display. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarters.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the what a game it's been for Jrue Holiday. He had 14 points and 1 assist. And that...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. One of the stories here, Jrue Holiday getting it done today.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up, be physical with him.
Marcus Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. And it's Jackson in at the 1. That's the groups in the second half for Tyronn Lue.
You know, when you see Antetokounmpo make a pass like that, it tells you just how much he's matured and grown as a player and decision maker.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
Clippers trail by 3. Morris outside. From deep. That one's not going to go. And Milwaukee will come the other way. A finish. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And Antetokounmpo is really an absolute terror in the open floor. I mean, love seeing a guy his size run the floor the way he does. Wow, impressive.
Now here's Leonard. Launches it. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Leonard's got his second bucket tonight.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
Morris against Antetokounmpo. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for the Clippers. Luke Kennard comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Chris Middleton's checked in for the Bucks. How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And you can see the mindset he has. When the game's this close, he's going to bring it at that end of the floor.
Now here's Batum, and he gets the bucket. Batum's got the game tied up here for Los Angeles.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Here's Giannis. Count it, and the foul. That's on Reggie Jackson.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles, DeMarcus Cousins comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson. And now the fast break, Middleton with the ball. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Boy, that was a nice leak out by Middleton. Took advantage of his quickness there.
George against Middleton with the shot. That shot misses. Now the Bucks take it the other way. Jumps up. The big dunk at the end of the break.
Watch out below when Middleton rises up like that. Remarkable at punching it down on him.
Beverly the pass to Batum. And the Clippers miss again.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
It's stolen by Antetokounmpo, and the shot goes in. Antetokounmpo's got the lead up to 11 now for the Bucks.
Well, he's cooking with grease. He's got things flaming up, looking for an opportunity every time down the floor when he's that hot.
George, no good.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
You know, guys, no denying it's been a rough patch here. I think they've got to run whatever is best in their playbook to get a good shot.
The Bucks have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line. Greg, you and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know
but, you know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams, the end players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in a team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. Kawhi Leonard, he's checked in for Luke Kennard. 1:09 left to play here in the third. Beverly, and no good, trying to use the glass.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions. Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
And what's been impressive is that it's not been any one player. It's been a collective effort, contributions from everybody.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
And you know what? That tells the story in a lot of games, guys. And here you go. It's telling the story tonight, too.
And it was going back and forth there for a while, but now starting to just stretch out that lead a bit. They're definitely looking like the better team.
Rondo is doubled. Leonard kicks to Beverly. That one's off. Still out of sync.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Fires the three. Rondo, no good. And here we go. Teague heading to the hoop, and it's slammed in by Teague.
Hey, there's no denying it, fellas. Teague is one of the quicker guys in the league, blasting off in transition.
And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks in very good shape with a 23-point lead at the end of the quarter. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got Dante DiVincenzo. Brook Lopez is out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Connaughton in at the point guard position. Rondo finds Zubats. Morris inside. Defended by DiVincenzo. Morris, no good. The Bucks shooting nearly 70% from the floor. They are putting on a clinic offensively. It's stolen by Morris. Leonard on the wing. Morris against Lopez. Stolen by Tucker. Lopez outside. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Milwaukee.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Here's Connaughton. And it's off from three-point range. And there's the foul. It will go on P.J. Tucker. That is his first foul of the game. Drew Holiday is checked in for Pat Connaughton. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Now here's Patterson, guarded by Tucker. Rondo against Holiday. Clock at 6. Man passes to Rondo. Los Angeles with another miss.
The defense made an impact right there. Definitely got him uncomfortable going up with it.
Here's Holiday. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, credit Holiday for getting to the line on that one. With his quickness and length, I'd like to see him do that more often.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Luke Kennard comes in for Morris, and it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. Holiday against Jackson. And the pass to Patterson. Kennard for 3. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got his 5th rebound in this one. Outside Holiday. But they get it back. Here is Forbes. Stolen away. And here's the fast break. Feeds it to Patterson. Elbow shot is on the way. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the Bucks. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Oturu with the rebound.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Jackson with it, and Holiday picks him up defensively. Right side Jackson, pass to Kennard. Takes a 3. The rebound by the Bucks. On the wing, DiVincenzo. Kennard covering, and Holiday throws it down.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets, an exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk.
Guys, I tell you, there are assists, and then there are delicious dimes. This was the latter.
Milwaukee's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Bucks.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Well, I can't recall a play that he wasn't involved in. He was so involved in so many plays tonight, a force on both ends.
Out left to the wing. Back to Jackson. From downtown. The shot off that time. So Milwaukee will take it the other way. Over to the left wing. Forbes dishes to Lopez. And the dunk by Lopez.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yep, to have a stress-free win on the road, very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exits.
Kennard for three. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For the evening.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Harden out there with Kyrie Irving. Then there's Harris. Then it's Jordan. And it's Durant in at the four-man position. And for Los Angeles, Paul George is out there with Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Morris in at the 4 spot. Hey, Steve, two defensive-minded teams in the building tonight. Both are good at getting stops.
Yeah, Kevin, this is going to be one of those chess match basketball games we get a chance to see. Difference, I think, will be the team that can somehow get easy baskets will make the difference.
Harden with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Irving passes to Harden. The Nets working the ball around now. Here's Jordan. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
And DeAndre has really beefed up his body over the years, remaining ready for whatever the defense throws his way.
Here's George inside. And Morris throws it down.
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage.
Now here's Durant. The putback, great positioning on the putback.
One of the great rebounders in this league. When Jordan does score, this is often how it happens.
On the wing, Jackson launches a three. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. The Nets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game.
And at his peak, Reggie Jackson is one of the better guards in the league. He's still got that confidence.
Yes, he does. Injury slowed him down, but still able to create his shot anytime he wants. Well, the thing about Kyrie, he draws so much defensive attention, someone's often left open.
Here's George. Kicks it out to Leonard. And again, the turnover by the Clippers.
Off on the timing, or it may have been a miscommunication. Either way, turnover.
The Nets have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Here is Harden. Outside Irving. Outside KD. Fires high post. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Harden against Jackson. Outside, George. Over Irving. Los Angeles with another miss.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Harden, no good. Clippers trail by 8. Oh, Morris in position. Leonard finds Morris. Outside, George. Three-pointer. Rebounded by the Nets.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Harden the pass to Jordan. Score it. His 3rd straight basket in 3 tries.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Jackson against Harden. Shot clock at 6. To end the cold streak. And Reggie Jackson gets the 3.
Looking at Reggie's motion, it's a little bit of a push shot, but able to get it to go.
Now here's Harden. There's the pass to Jordan. 1:09 left in the first quarter. In the corner, it's Harris. The Nets need to get a shot off here.
That's what DeAndre is out there to do. Dropping the hammer is his specialty.
Clippers trail by 9. On the wing, Morris. Harden against Jackson. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for George. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for the Nets. Green comes in for Kevin Durant.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Rondo against Harden. 16 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Nice shot by Rondo.
Rondo slicing them up with a sick dribble move. Man, he can be tough to stay in front of.
Harden kicks to Irving. Count that one.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
They established the pace. They made shots. This is why they're way out in front.
And so it's Brooklyn. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. What a defensive effort they put on. And recently, Kevin Durant discussed what they have to face.
I think we get a lot of teams' best shot.
And Greg, it's one of the great challenges of being one of the teams to beat.
But that's the difference with a superstar like Durant. He can give you elite play from start to finish. Lesser guys can do that only in spurts.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And guys, the Nets enjoying a nice lead here.
Throughout the first quarter, they did a great job of just running the offense.
Credit the game plan coming in. They've identified the right matchups, and the execution is there.
Setting the floor for the Nets. Green is out there with Harris. Then there's Irving. Then there's Brown. And it's Griffin in its center. Beverly wide open. No good with the triple.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Back to Irving. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Over in the corner, Green. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Clippers trail by 9. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. And Cousins throws it down.
The incredible wingspan of DeMarcus doesn't have to get too far off the ground to throw it down.
Irving against Beverly. Passes it to Griffin. Got it. Good job in the low post. And it's Rondo with the ball for Los Angeles.
I mean, hard to fathom that Blake Griffin is becoming one of the more prolific three-point shooters among NBA big men.
Greg, it was a shot he barely attempted through his first 6 seasons in the league. Now he's made it a key part of his arsenal.
Irving surveying the floor. Banked in off the glass. Irving's got 6.
I like this from Kyrie. Looking for a high percentage shot, settling for nothing less.
Now Kennard. No points in the game yet for him. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Harris inside the line. Let's keep it alive.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip-in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. Over in the corner, Cousins. Kennard kicks to Rondo. Pass to Cousins. Beverly with the ball. No good off the back of the rim. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game. Los Angeles making a switch here. Mann's checked in. And then for Brooklyn, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Griffin. And Durant subbed in for Joe Harris.
An excellent all-around score, but Kyrie is also extremely efficient.
1:44 left to play in the first half. That is good. And the Nets' lead is cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Beverly. The Nets have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Irving passes to Claxton. Outside Irving. To the inside. And stolen by Cousins. Now the Clippers moving it up. Batum leading the charge. And that one is off. Nets leading by 11. Durant wide open. He fires. Misses the 3. LA's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Beverly dishes to Batum. And here comes Brown. Leading the fast break. Here's Durant. And then Durant with the jam.
It looks like a toy hoop for him. KD throws down with ease.
Beverly against Irving. Pass to Kennard. Back to Beverly. Los Angeles keeps it going. A new 14-second shot clock. Batum against Green. Goes up with it again. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
But Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing, and his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Jordan, he's checked in for Green. And it's James Harden. Oh, that was something else.
That was nasty.
And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Harden just put the other team on notice.
George looking over the floor. He's off on that one. Harden with the defensive effort. And he lobs it up toward the rim. That'll do it for the first half. Nets. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Brooklyn did not hesitate to set the pace. Near flawless execution from both. And that'll do.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
They've got Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. And there's Jackson. And it's Zubats in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Just 2 to shoot. Count that bucket. Leonard's got it going here in the start of the second half. The first points in the third quarter for the Clippers. Nets leading by 11. And here's Harden. He's got 6. Outside Irving. And Harden with the stuff.
And you talk about the best ball handlers in the league. Don't forget about James Harden.
Outside, George. Now the pass to Zubats. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. Zubats has got his first points of the night. Well, it seems like every year, Greg, we see some incredible new players come to the NBA, and they are welcome with open arms. Their style of play is so terrific.
No doubt about it. You know, guys like Ja Morant, I think he's got a chance to be one of the greats. And any list about the future of the NBA has to include Luka Doncic. I don't know if there's a better basketball talent than that young man. And, you know, let's not forget about Devin Booker out in Phoenix as well. A terrific, terrific play.
3 terrific kids. You're right. Here's Leonard, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And Smitty, with LeBron getting into his late 30s, KD coming off the Achilles, for your money, is Kawhi Leonard the best player in the world?
Great question. I know one player, the Greek Freak, might have something to say about that. No less than Michael Jordan himself called Kawhi the best two-way player in the game. That's a very strong endorsement from MJ.
Rajon Rondo's checked in for Reggie Jackson.
What strength by DeAndre. Really love seeing him sky up for the thunderous slam.
Pass to Zubats. Right side, Leonard. And it's Durant with the rebound.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Griffin, no one around him. And Durant is right there. KD's got the lead up to 13 now for the Nets.
Big effort there by Durant, a factor on the offensive boards when that's his focus.
Leonard against KD. The 3. Kept alive. Out to Morris. Takes the 3. That shot missing.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Effort's been there. Check mark. The physicality. Check mark. They set the tone for this game early on. Shooting at a high clip, he's found ways to get quality looks.
they've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Los Angeles with another miss. And so it's KD with it. He brings up the ball for the Nets. Jordan finds Griffin. The Nets working the ball around now. A nice shot by Harris.
Not just a knockdown shooter, he does a great job of finding space for his shot.
Clippers trail by 18. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Rondo scanning the floor. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And the Clippers making a switch here. Man's checked in. Green, he's checked in for the Nets. Brown comes in for Joe Harris. Harden up top. He's covered by Rondo. With the putback. And Griffin stays with it. Griffin's got his second basket of the night.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Rondo kicks to George. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. KD against George. Durant, the pass to Green. Pass to Griffin. And Griffin slams it in.
Knows where everybody is. If there's an open man, Durant's going to find him.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Rondo passes to George. On the wing, Morris. Guarded by Green. And here's George for three. Morris. The tip in on the offensive rebound. Morris has got his second basket.
And you'd like to see more of this from Marcus. Attack that offensive glass and generate some points outside of those set plays.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, it takes good vision and it takes good decision making right there. He showed both, and he did so at a very high level.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. We've got Brown. Irving is out there with Harden. Then there's Green. And it's Claxton in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Pass to Zubac. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Here's Brown. Lobbed up there for Green. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. Outside Jackson. It's hauled in by Claxton.
This is the shot you want right at the rim. He just couldn't deliver.
And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That is his first foul of the game.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
And the Clippers making a change here. Beverly's checked in. Harris is checked in for the Nets. The 11-footer. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Trying to finish out the game strong. You have to recognize who has the hot hand and get him the ball.
The pass to Kennard. There's the three. The rebound by Jeff Green. Green's got his 5th rebound in this one. On the wing, Harris. Fires from the corner. It's hauled in by Zubac. The Clippers have gone 0 of 3 to start the 4th quarter.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The solo alley-oop? That's not something we see too often.
Timed perfectly. Caught the defense totally off guard. Harden dishes to Green. Jackson against Harden. It's good. That basket, he's now 5 for 9.
And one of the most creative scorers the league has to offer. Harden specializes in sinking those tough shots.
Beverly, the pass to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Straight power, homie. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely a resounding dunk. Harden with it. Jackson on him.
And once Harden has momentum behind him, watch out. They love seeing the beard flush it down there with some power.
Jackson looking around. A three-pointer off the mark.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Irving can't hit. Los Angeles has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Passes it to Kennard. Fires the three. It's stolen by Green. Irving against Kennard. Harden has a wide open look, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
I'm impressed with their intensity tonight. They've came in focused, and they've executed.
Beverly, and he banks in the layup.
Explosive first step off the bounce. Beverly has the speed to do this.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Brooklyn.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for James Harden.
High-level shot making, what we got a chance to witness. He responded to good defense with better offense time and time again.
And a new group in for the Nets. Johnson, he's checked in for Green. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Joe Harris. Landry Shamit's checked in for Irving. And it's Johnson in for James Harden. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
That's his first personal foul.
First free throw is good. And both free throws good for Johnson. 54 seconds left in the fourth. The Clippers have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Johnson against Rondo. Beverly for 3. Not going to go that time. Here's Luwawu. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Taking no chances. They go on one last run to seal the deal.
Not messing around at all. They were focused, relentless, and they got the job done.
Beverly for 3. Rebounded by the Nets.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Johnson outside. Here's the 3. It's hauled in by Beverly. Three-pointer. The shot missing. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean,
all right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up. Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Looking now at the lineup for both teams tonight. Some names out of action.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Here are the five for the Clippers. They've got Jackson. Marcus Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. And it's Zubac in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Portland, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Norman Powell is out there with Derek Jones, and it's Cantor in at the 5, home in the paint. So the Portland Trailblazers able to put the first points up on the board. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break and the dunk by Powell.
This to me is where he can be lethal. In fast break situation, Norman Powell's speed's a problem.
Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers. A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Absolutely appreciate the effort, though. He really went after it. So close.
Now here's Jackson. Clock at 4. Here's George. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
Oh, Morris in position. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Don't you love it when you've got a small forward who can pass the basketball just like Paul George did there? Makes it look easy.
Down low. Here's McCollum. Excellent D there from George. And so George will bring it up for Los Angeles. And the dunk by Jackson.
It's easy to forget about Jackson's bunnies, but he's more than happy to remind you.
Lillard, the pass to Cantor. McCollum outside. Back to Cantor. Drops in the layup for 2.
Boy, not a bad beginning. 3 for 4 from the floor. Pretty good start.
The Clippers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. George passes to Zubac. All by himself. Here's Powell and the dunk by Powell.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Outside, George. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. And the dunk by Zubac.
You simply have to respect the passing ability of Paul George, his ability to read and react and make the right choice. So good.
Now here's Lillard. McCollum outside. Back to Lillard. From deep three-point range. Morris with the rebound.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Outside for George. The Clippers rebound. Zubac. Jackson misses.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
The offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Jones. Another shot. Yes, that goes in.
Well, you love to see Norman Powell be unselfish and find an open teammate. That's pretty.
George against McCollum. Morris outside. To the paint. Here's Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Lillard looking around. Cantor. And Cantor throws it down.
Understanding how to play pick and roll is so crucial to a big man. Cantor with a nice roll.
Here's George. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. Pass to Cantor. And the rejection by Zubac. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Oh, Leonard in position. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Incredible wingspan, unbelievable hands. The alley-oop is easy.
There's 21 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Lillard dishes to Cantor, and Cantor throws it down.
And he might be small for a center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
In the corner, George with it. Outside Leonard. Well, they'll get another chance. Second chance shot. Oh, he nails it just in time.
One eye on the rim, one on.
Well, it's been a high-scoring competitive game through the first quarter of play. Clippers lead by 2. The second quarter coming up right after this.
Normal beginnings. You know, I'm from a tough.
Well, some of the best stories in our league are about guys who struggled to get to where they are today.
And I really hope the young guys out there are listening to this. You don't have to be a 5-star prospect to achieve your dreams.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Batum is out there with Luke Kennard. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Rondo in at the point guard position. Covington passes to Simons. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul. And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. A new generation of players, Greg, coming into the NBA alongside your son Cole. We've got a lot of players who I think are going to have a long-term impact on this game.
There's no doubt about it. Listen, I hope Cole can have the kind of impact that some of these guys are. But look at the Grizzlies. I think they got 2 terrific ones. Ja Morant has superstar written all over him. Brandon Clark probably surprised some people with his ability to have an impact. And if you look at this past draft, Obi Toppin is one to watch. This is a guy with great size and length who was a perimeter player until he had a growth spurt. So those are the types of players that I think when you combine athleticism and skill with the way the court is spaced, man, can have a tremendous impact in this game.
And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Simons surveying the D. And Anthony gets it to go. And the Trailblazers lead by 2.
You know, the ability to seize the opportunity, see the daylight, get that position, and mellow, one of the best to ever do it.
We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Anthony against Beverley. No good. And the Trailblazers going the other way. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That is his first foul of the game. So Portland ends up going with the new group. Lillard from deep three-point land. Cantor kicks to Jones. Lillard outside. Feeds to Cantor. And stolen by Cousins. And there's the pass to Mann. He's looking for Cousins and finds him.
My goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. To the middle. And McCollum the bucket on the assist by Lillard. Lillard's got 4 assists in the game. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Kennard's shot is off. Portland leading. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Jones, no luck.
And the timing just not there on that attempted alley-oop.
Just a missed connection, and it happens. I'm sure they will go back to it if given the opportunity.
And Cousins, also a good ball handler, just taking it strong there to the hole.
There's a minute 34 left here in the second. Cullen passes to Cantor. Over Cousins. Trailblazers moving the ball around. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. The shot's good from Cantor.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Beverley against Lillard. Here's Cousins. He can't get that one. Excellent D from Cantor. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's foul number 2 for him.
Well, that's 2 fouls on him early. He'll have to be careful not to pick up another one.
For the Trailblazers, Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Cantor, and Anthony subbed in for Jones. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his first foul. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop.
Great job preventing that ball from coming into the post. Might have been an easy 2 if the defense wasn't there.
Nurkic kicks to Powell. And here's McCollum for 3. The Clippers grab the miss. In the corner, George with it. Wants to get it to Morris and does.
Well, the coach loves this kind of ball movement. Anytime you create something inside the free throw line, you know it's a good look.
24 seconds left to play here in the half. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Here's George.
That is Paul George, the incredible vertical and the unbelievable creativity.
And a deep 3 from Lillard. And that one released in time, but no good. So a tie game. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They were never able to get the lead above 4. And
we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You look at Enes Kanter. What a contribution.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Well, you can see why they would continue to play through him. He was tough to stop, super assertive down low. Just great work.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court right now for the Trailblazers. They've got Anthony. Giles is out there with Nurkic. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's Simons in at the point guard. Knocks it loose. Leonard dishes to Morris. Zubac's in the post. He's guarded by Nurkic.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
And that's so demoralizing to your opponent. To play great defense and have the possession end that way, that's tough to take.
Covington passes to Giles. And it's sent back by Leonard.
Well, tremendous intimidation and shot blocking by Kawhi Leonard. How nice is that?
And the call will be against Yusuf Nurkic. That is his first foul of the game. We have got to see that sensational mobile 1 block again.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Here's Simons. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Shot clock at 5. Outside, Covington. And the shot is long. And Doris, you were talking about Leonard's work ethic. Going back to San Diego State, he used to come in at 6:30 in the morning. No lights on in the gym, so he brought his own lamps. I mean, the guy was dedicated.
No doubt, Kevin, and that has been the through line of his career. First to practice, last to leave. He has that hunger to improve, the drive and the desire to put in the time to be great. There's a price to be paid, and he's willing to pay it.
Stolen by Zubac. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Beverly, the pass to Kennard. Back to Beverly. There's the lob to the hoop. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for comfort.
Lillard, the pass to Cantor. Kicks it out to Lillard. To end the drought. From 15 feet away, Cantor's shot is off.
A good board there, Evan, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Moves back up. Here's Cousins. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Cousins has got the lead up to 12 now for Los Angeles.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Pass to Cantor. McCollum deciding where to go with it. And the rejection by Cousins.
DeMarcus Cousins proving you don't have to be a high flyer to block shots. That's about positioning and timing.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And Lillard kicks to Cantor. And stolen by Cousins. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lillard.
Clippers ball.
Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Rondo comes in for Patrick Beverly. Zubac finds Batum. Here's Mann. Batum, rebound by the Trailblazers. Cantor's got 4 rebounds now tonight. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Jones.
And sinking that one, he ends a 14-0 run by Los Angeles.
Pass to Kennard. There's 42 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Here's Lillard. And Damian Lillard throws it down hard.
Outstanding handles from the clever guard. Lillard crafty with it in his hand and can create for anybody.
Rondo passes to Batum. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And the dunk by Zubac.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off. To the inside. Good on that shot. And with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Cantor.
Enes Kanter embraces physicality, and if he wants to score it, he's going to play right through the defense.
1 second left. No good. And so it's Los Angeles enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, the 2 stars, George and Leonard, fill up the forward slots. Jackson is out there with Rajon Rondo, and it's Zubac in at the 5. Clippers leading by 12. Now here's Jackson. Outside for Rondo. Back to Jackson. Pass to Zubac. Clock at 6. This one for 3. And there's Jackson on the assist by Leonard. You know, Greg, you'd probably know as well as anyone, what was it like going up against the Bulls in the 90s?
You know, it's weird to say, but in a lot of ways, we were a lot like they were. Hall of Fame talent at the coach, a defensive-minded team, but the one difference was, you know, the Bulls had that guy that wore that number 23. I'd say that might have been the one difference. Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Rondo against Lillard. Rondo kicks to George. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's his first foul. And the Trailblazers making a change here. Simons is checked in. And the Clippers with a change here too. Marcus Morris is checked in for Rajon Rondo. Taken away by Anthony. Stolen by Jackson. Here's George. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists now in this one.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson. Using his poise and vision to make a play.
The pass to Simons. He dishes it to Nurkic. Poked away. Stolen by Jackson. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back.
You're asking for trouble now if you let Paul George get room to run. Excellent transition and superb at getting himself in the right position.
Inside, Nurkic, and finished off by Nurkic.
Well, known for being a terrific passer, he shows you right there. Case in point.
Clippers leading by 15. George dishes to Jackson. Back to George. Covington with the steal. Fast break, here we go. And the basket by McCollum.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Over in the corner, Zubac. Pass to George. Four on the shot clock. Outside for Jackson. Over McCollum. Hit the tip. And George able to finish. And the Clippers lead by 15.
It's a lengthy list of skill that Paul George brings to the table every night. The offensive glass is just one aspect of a terrific game.
McCollum against George. Here's Simons. And here's McCollum for 3. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Outside Jackson. And they double up Jackson. This is to Morris. Fires from deep. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Clippers.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for George.
They simply can't stop him right now. This guy playing with passion and focus.
Another one falls for the Clippers.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
Nurkic can't hit.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
And here's George for 3. Rebounded by Covington. And it's Anthony with the ball for Portland. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
And I couldn't agree more. What makes it that much more impressive, they're doing it on the road.
McCollum kicks to Covington. Can they get it? McCollum finds Anthony. Here's Simons, guarded by Jackson. Here's Nurkic. So the Clippers winning this one easily. This one, all right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks. For our Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubats in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Milwaukee, Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Lopez in at the 5 down low. That one falls. Greg, we've got two terrific highlight-making teams, both athletic in so many ways.
You know, it makes me harken all the way back to college, and one of my teammates, Stacey Ogden, one of the greatest athletes I ever played alongside. But we're going to see a lot of his impact in tonight's game.
And so the Milwaukee Bucks get the first points of the ballgame. 4 on the clock. And George gets it to go.
Taking advantage of that length inside, George has the size and touch to score with ease from there.
Here's Holiday. Middleton on the wing. Lopez against Zubats. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Paul George with the steal. Jackson finds Leonard. There's the lob to Jackson. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. And Holiday with a clear path to the hoop. Morris with the block.
And a rare block shot from Morris. Anticipates the move and just times it out perfectly.
Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And the turnover again by Milwaukee.
Boy, that looked like a failure to communicate. You hate unforced errors.
And a chance there to look back at the stunning mobile one block a moment ago.
And early in a game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
Now, here's George. To the paint. He's looking for Leonard and finds him. Leonard draws the double. Jackson has the open look. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
The improved touch of Jackson, especially from range, now making him a multi-dimensional threat.
Jackson against Holiday. And the rejection by Zubac. Now the Clippers moving it up. Morris with the ball. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Leonard. Bucks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. The pass to Antetokounmpo. And Giannis throws it down.
Hey, that's why Antetokounmpo is so feared league-wide. I mean, when he's close to the rim, he's most likely going to flush it on you. You know, growing up in Greece, Giannis Antetokounmpo was so poor, he and his older brother, Thanasis, had to share a pair of tennis shoes. I mean, how about how far he's come since then? Now he's the first foreign-born player ever with his own Nike signature shoe.
And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the Bucks. They trail by 1. Antetokounmpo looking it over. Trying to get open is Lopez. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
And Clark, they say back in Greece, all of Giannis's basketball shoes were hand-me-downs from his teammates.
Greg, nothing like not having enough to drive you to get more. I mean, clearly, you think about Giannis and his background and where he is now. He and Thanasis oftentimes would take turns playing in the game, swapping the same pair of shoes. Those days are long behind both of them.
Lopez kicks to Holiday. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Bryn Forbes comes in for Drew Holiday. The Clippers also changing it up. Batum comes in for Morris. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Now here's Leonard. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Outside, George. He can't hit that time. Good D by Lopez. The Bucks trail. Here's Antetokounmpo. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. Giannis has got 8.
Impeccable mechanics this quarter. He's been perfect from the field.
Pass to George. It's up a 3. Gets a hand on it, and Leonard stays with it.
And that's the activity on the offensive glass they like to see out of Kawhi. When he's in full hustle mode, they're a much stronger team.
Now here's Giannis. He's got 8. There's 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Leonard, no luck. Fast break, Milwaukee. And Forbes kicks to Connaughton. Antetokounmpo passes to Lopez. Here's Connaughton, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
You know, he attracts a lot of attention, and Lopez making the most of it there to set his teammate up with an open look.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And for the Bucks guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
At the forward spots, it's the two Antetokounmpo, Thanasis and Giannis. Then it's Brook Lopez. And it's Connaughton in at the shooting guard position. So that's who Milwaukee starts the second with. And that one drops.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Now here's Beverly. Pass to Cousins. Makes it off the glass.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Passes to Connaughton. Kicks it out to Giannis. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Antetokounmpo's got the lead up to 3 now for the Bucks.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Beverly for 3. Batum inside the three-point line and misses it off the right side of the rim. For Milwaukee, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. A nice shot there by Antetokounmpo.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Beverly, the pass to Batum. Drills it from outside. Batum's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
The timing by Batum, really good at recognizing when to fire off the catch.
Lopez with the bucket. And the Bucks lead by 4.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
And now, here comes Antetokounmpo leading the break. Tries again. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
That's good from Antetokounmpo. No doubt, Greg, you were known being a gritty, in-your-face defender. And when you think of the most hard-nosed point guards in the NBA today, who comes to mind?
For me, I think Chris Paul, I go first because this guy, one, he's a phenomenal two-way player. He'll do whatever it takes to win, even if that means pushing the envelope a little bit. Pat Beverly is another guy, just a flat-out bulldog. Marcus Smart, I think, falls into that category. Again, it's not always about being the most talented, but if you bring an edge about you, that really permeates throughout your team. So those are some guys. Drew Holiday is another guy I'd throw into that mix as well.
Yeah, they all lock in, you're right. And it's slammed in by Holiday.
And Holiday's nimbleness gets him to the hoop on that one. His athletic ability is off the charts.
Jackson looking it over. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And some changes here for the Bucks. Chris Middleton comes in for Antetokounmpo. And it's Teague for Drew Holiday. And then for Los Angeles, Zubac is checked in for Cousins. And Kawhi Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. Now here's Portis. Dishes to Tucker. Morris with the block. They get it back. They recover it. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Tucker's got his first basket of the night. Rondo against Teague. Back to Leonard. Shot to stop the run. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Leonard's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, you know, Rondo's a multi-time league assist leader. If you're open, he's getting you the rock.
Outside Teague. And the pass to Portis. Rondo with the steal. And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
George is checked in for Reggie Jackson. Now, here's George. Leonard dishes to George. Happy to see that one go in for his second make in 5 attempts.
One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
Teague drives in. Second shot opportunity, and it's sent back by Morris. And he gets it back. Pushing it up. Here's Leonard. It's deflected. Fast break, Milwaukee. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Portis kicks it to Tucker. Middleton outside. Clock is at 3. Off with the layup.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And so it's Milwaukee. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see. It was a big-time first quarter for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 10 points, 2. And that'll do it.
And if you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Antetokounmpo really making a difference here.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac is out there with Morris. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Leonard in at the 3. Now, here is Morris. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, but the defenders draped all over him. He just could not shake loose.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Now the dish to Lopez. And Lopez throws it down.
The big fella with the big finish. Lopez rocking that rim.
George looking around. And it's good for 2. Bucks leading by 6. On the wing, Holiday. Guarded by Jackson. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Savvy play from Holiday. Quick thinking helps him get the ball to the wide open man.
Leonard on the wing. It's thrown by Antetokounmpo. And now, here comes Antetokounmpo leading the break. And Middleton, the basket on the assist from Antetokounmpo. And now it's a 10-point Milwaukee lead. George passes to Jackson. Taken away by Holiday. Now the Bucks moving it up. Here's DiVincenzo. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And the best part of that sequence wasn't Holiday's steal, but his quick decision to push the ball and start the break. That's when the D's most vulnerable, and he took advantage.
Now, here's George. He's got 6. He dishes it to Morris. They get it again.
Excellent awareness of where to be on the offensive boards. He did it with great positioning.
For Milwaukee, they've gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. Got another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
Boy, the overwhelming strength of Giannis just excels at fighting his way through the defense. Very impressive.
Morris dishes to George. Down low. Out to Morris. And the rebound goes to Lopez.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
Antetokounmpo can't get it to go. Clippers trail by 12. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. The Clippers shooting their first free throws of the night right here.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
Greg, so many people know your story. Born and raised in Las Vegas, it must have been an amazing feeling then to lead UNLV to its only championship.
I mean, Kevin, you know, playing in front of so many people, you know, has its pros and cons,
right.
But to be a part of that 1990 championship team and the only one we've been able to hoist and to have my jersey hanging in that rafter, it's humbling, and yes, it brings back a lot of fond memories.
Like historically good, right? When you think of that team, what that meant, it has a historic place.
It does. We felt like we were able to etch our mark in terms of the lures of the game of college basketball.
Here's Portis. Clippers able to drain the three. Shoots over Cousins. Intercepted. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Beverly with the ball. And that's going to be a travel. And the Clippers making a switch here. Man's checked in. Bucks leading by 7. Here's Antetokounmpo.
I tell you what, Antetokounmpo has a real killer instinct on offense. I mean, this guy is serious about trying to score the ball and make plays. Always playing downhill, always in attack, and constantly keeping the defense on its heels.
Clippers trail by 8. Over to the wing. Here's Beverly. Batum trying to break loose. And that one's good. Beverly.
Tremendous focus from the little man, Patrick Beverly there.
Giannis against Batum. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. That shot is good. He has made 8 while missing only 4. That's 67% shooting. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Clippers. 1:12 left to play in the third. Lays it up and banks it in. Beverly's got his second bucket.
Like how Beverly takes on challenges. This guy's a pit bull in his competitiveness. Aggressive at shooting over the defense, even when they're all in it.
Now, here's Portis. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. A different look for Milwaukee. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo subbed in for Pat Connaughton. And then for Los Angeles, Ivica Zubac has checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Kennard finds Zubac up high to stuff the alley-oop.
The adjustments they've made offensively, they're putting guys in a position now to succeed.
It's certainly been an impressive run. They finally found the right formula to break down the defense.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
But they get it back. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Outside for Rondo. Just 5 to shoot. Zubac the pass to Kennard. And the dunk by Zubac.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
You know, that time I thought he did it with authority. Tremendous putback at a time when they really need it.
And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or 2 when he needs to.
That's right. I mean, that's not his primary duty, but when the situation calls for it, he can do it and does it well.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Antetokounmpo out there with P.J. Tucker. Then it's Holiday. Then there's Bobby Portis. And it's Nora in at the 2. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. Now here is Holiday. And Holiday throws it down.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the 2-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Pass to Zubac. Now Kennard for 3. Hits it from 3-point range.
The defenders need to recognize the importance of staying on him as we get into crunch time.
Stolen by Zubats. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And the Bucks making a change here. Lopez is checked in. Here's Leonard, and it's sent back by Lopez.
Great timing on Lopez's part there to swat down that attempt.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
We've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for the Clippers. Outside Leonard. Passes it to Zubats. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Kumbo. Middleton right side. Outside Holiday. The Bucks working the ball around. Here's Giannis. It's hauled in by the Clippers. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Here's Leonard. He doesn't hit that one. Good D by Holiday.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Lopez passes to Antetokounmpo, and he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
Boy, in a game this snug, you can ill afford to commit those kinds of turnovers.
Stolen by Holiday. Fast break, Milwaukee. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for the Bucks.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well. Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
Clippers trail by 5. George with the ball. Out to Morris. The 3-ball. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for Milwaukee. They've held a 12-point lead early.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense.
That was terrific.
My goodness.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
On the wing, Holiday. Guarded by Jackson. Clippers trail by 5. Oh, Morris in position. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
Well, you've got to recognize how active Middleton is on defense. I mean, this is a guy that you can't afford to be careless around.
Outside, George. Doesn't go that time. And Milwaukee the other way now. And now we've got the intentional foul. Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for the Bucks. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Rajon Rondo's checked in for Jackson.
This is a do-or-die possession. They have got to get points.
It really does come down to this. I mean, come up empty, and it's over.
DiVincenzo kicks to Holiday. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. There's the pass to Middleton. On the wing, Giannis. 5 on the clock. Lobbed up there for Lopez. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
And George kicks to Leonard. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Zubats. And the shot goes down.
And he can take over in a nanosecond. I mean, once he catches fire, it's difficult to squelch it.
Pass to Middleton. Jacks up a three. And so the Bucks take the win. It was. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps. David, thank you. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. We've got Reggie Jackson. Marcus Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's George in at the 2. And for the Nets, Harden out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Durant. Then there's DeAndre Jordan, and it's Harris in at the 3. Now here's Durant over Morris. That one a little long.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
And a miss there on the triple.
And Marcus Morris has raised some eyebrows in the last couple of years, just being a much more efficient scorer.
Here's Harden. Another shot out to Harris. Durant deciding where to go with it. No good there. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. And last season, Marcus Morris is named one of the hottest on the trade market.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Marcus Morris's offseason. A year ago, a lot of contenders looking to add him to the roster. Handshake deal with the Spurs, switch to the Knicks, and then eventually traded to the Clippers. So grab your musical chair and try to find a seat.
On pass to George. And out of bounds is Brooklyn gains possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
George against Irving. Over George. That one off the back iron and out.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
Morris with the ball. And it's Harden picking him up. Pass to Zubac. 9 feet out. Count it. Good.
A lot of times we talk about good passing, but accurate passing is a huge quality of a good pass, and Leonard did it there.
Irving with it. Durant wide open. He fires. Off target from three-point range. Left side, Leonard. The putback. It's good on the putback.
And those are exactly the kinds of plays that can spark a team. Just solid work down in the paint.
Irving against Jackson. To the middle. Here's Harden, and the jam by Harden.
Kyrie doing a good job of just setting everybody up, making sure there's a great pace and tempo to each possession offensively.
And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
You too.
And the Nets with possession here. The Nets have gotten only 1 of 6 shots to drop for them to start this game. Jordan finds Harris. Back to Jordan. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Well, the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. Obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important, and then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but obviously that can also shoot the basketball. And I think it's critical having that instant offense guy coming off the bench as well, to when your team's in a bit of a funk, somebody you can trust to kind of light a fire.
Good point. And they double up Cousins. George with no one around sinks the triple.
Yeah, Paul George showing his offensive confidence right there, just letting that one go as soon as it touches his hands.
Here's Harden. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. George looking around. Kennard on the wing. James Harden with the rebound. Nets trail by 3. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. And here they go. And Griffin slams it in.
So pretty when it's effortless like that. Blake Griffin up in the air, throwing it down, all second nature.
Rondo passes to Batum. It's stolen by Green. It's Harden with the drive. That gives them the lead. Harden's got his second bucket of the game to go.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Batum dishes to Rondo. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. And it's Cousins. That time on the assist by Rondo.
Orchestrating right now. Rondo should be playing with a baton.
Outside Irving. And the layup's good off the glass.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
George against Irving. George passes to Cousins. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Yeah, we love when great offensive players get in a scoring rhythm, but Paul George right now in a great passing rhythm tonight.
In the corner, it's Griffin. Back to Harden for 3. And no good that time. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Los Angeles on top, up by 1. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
In that first period, they showed a willingness to make the extra pass.
So much unselfish play out there. The coaching staff has to be thrilled with that.
And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So for the Clippers right now, Luke Kennard out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Batum. And it's Mann in at the small forward. Here's Beverley following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Beverley the pass to Cousins. It's good. 6 points for DeMarcus Cousins.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
And that one, good. Claxton's got the lead up to 1 now for Brooklyn.
And while his ability to score gets so much attention, Harden demonstrating why he's also regarded as an elite level passer.
Now here's Kennard. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. Nailed from three-point land.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
Clippers trail by 4. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Irving against Beverly. And he dunks it down.
He's attacking right now. Patrick Beverly just getting fired up, and his team is doing the same.
And Bones, he stands just 6'1", but Patrick Beverly rebounds like a forward.
The fact that he's going to bring it mentally, GA, I mean, that's the huge advantage. I think if you're in the opposing locker room and you know you're going to get on the floor, Patrick Beverly is going to be right in your jock for every minute that you're going to be competing against him.
And here's the fast break. That's a 2 from Kennard. They get it back.
That's all Boogie right there on the inside. The shot goes up. He knows where he needs to be and settles in nicely.
Harden surveying the D. Pound kicks to Harden. The pass to Claxton. Nice D from Cousins. Stolen by Harden. There's the lob to the hoop.
Well, that just scrambled the defense all kinds of ways with that great initial pass.
Beverly against Irving. Now here's Beverly. Defense right on him. Passes it to Kennard. 6 to shoot. There's the 3. That one doesn't drop. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Irving with a clean look. Offensive rebound. Brown outside. The kick out to Irving. Knocked away. Now the Clippers moving it up. Cousins with the ball. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Los Angeles with another miss.
One player sometimes can drag down your offense, and he seems to be an anchor here in this quarter.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Jordan, he's checked in for Green. Durant comes in for James Harden. And Joe Harris is subbed in for Kyrie Irving.
Lightning.
That was incredible.
Stellar anticipation by Leonard to create the fast break opportunity. That's why he's a perennial Defensive Player of the Year candidate.
And that one's good. Durant.
And that's just showing off right there, guys. I mean, he is too good with that crossover.
59 seconds left in the first half. Jackson deciding where to go with it. Pass to Zubac. Back to Jackson from deep. And it's Durant with the rebound.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And it's Jordan with the jam.
Man, there are not many times where DJ does not just rip that rim down.
Outside Jackson, the 3. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
This is what he does. Find space on the perimeter and then sink the 3.
Harris outside. Back to KD. Harris passes to KD. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And then Durant with the dunk.
And KD sets up those crossovers as a big 7-footer. He handles the ball so well. And that's a great decision out of a pick and roll set.
And that'll do it for the first half of competitive game so far. Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. Some good action during the period. And that'll...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You look at DeMarcus Cousins in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
We've got Durant, Harden out there with Irving, then there's Harris, and it's Jordan in at the 5 down low. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. KD with the bucket. Greg, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but, you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, you know, incidental, and I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that ability to play in space is so vital.
Well, George in there just gliding through and makes a nice move on the drive.
Outside Durant, all alone. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
On a roll now. He is on fire.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. 7-point differential. George against Irving. The tray. That doesn't go either for George. For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. And Joe Harris, the lethal shooter, he can also be a threat in the pick-and-roll game.
Yeah, Harris does a great job reading what a defense is giving. He's more than just a catch-and-shoot type of player. Harris can hit shots on the move and isn't afraid to go at defenders.
The third quarter has not started well, just 1 of 4.
And the basket is good. And now it's a 9-point Nets lead.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Leonard on the wing. Looking for George. He gets it there. Back to Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, not much you can do to stop that. Leonard showing once again his physical prowess at the 10.
Here's Harden on the wing. 7 points in the game. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play. So it'll be James Harden shooting. That's on Reggie Jackson. So for the Nets, Blake Griffin comes in for Jordan. And it's Green in for Irving. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Morris. Luke Kennard comes in for Leonard. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for George. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Los Angeles shooting their first free throw of the night here.
Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing, and his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy. Taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Now here's Rondo. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Pass to Zubac. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo.
Even though they're still trailing, he continues to be lights out from the field. What a competitor.
1:36 left in the third quarter of the game. Keeps it alive, and Griffin stays with it. Griffin's got his second basket of the night.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Beverly, the pass to Zubac. Kennard with the ball. Lets it go with the three. Good on the triple.
That's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face.
Harden outside. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Back to Beverly. Batum against Green. No good from Zubac.
You're not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
A nice shot by Katie.
Flat out taking the game over, and there's no way he's going to give it up.
Outside Rondo. Now the pass to Kennard. Over Harden. Passes it to Kennard. Beyond the arc. Drills the three-pointer. Kennard's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Los Angeles. Al Harden, 12 points for him. Left side, KD. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. KD's got 16.
Now, this is what Durant does best, a natural-born scorer, and that combination of size, speed, and length can't slow it down.
And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for the Brooklyn Nets. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. In a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, the 2 stars, George and Leonard, fill up the forward slots. Jackson is out there with Rajon Rondo, and it's Morris in at the 5.
I feel like Kyrie is just never afraid of the challenge in front of him. Tougher the situation, seems like the tougher he plays.
Jordan, he's checked in for the Nets. Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Ahead. And the rejection by Zubac. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. KD finds Harris. Back to KD.
Making the suffocating defensive play right there. Leonard, an overwhelming force on that end of the floor.
Clippers trail by 10. And here's George. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
And you think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor. I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
The Nets making a switch here. Harden's checked in.
And once Harden has momentum behind him, watch out. They love seeing the beard flush it down there with some power.
Jackson from long range. Brooklyn with the rebound. Jordan's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Irving's shot is good.
Such a remarkable scorer. Kyrie has such a quick trigger. The D has no chance there.
On the wing, Morris. Back to George. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Here's Zubac. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. George has got 3 assists now in this one. Here is Harden. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now.
And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Harden just put...
And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
On the wing, Morris. Back to George. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Just tough shots just don't bother Paul George. So smooth with it when he gets into his motion.
Here's Harden, and the jam by Harden.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
Harden outside. He dishes it to Harris. Here's Harden on the wing. Guarded by Jackson. From deep. Harden, no good. Clippers trail by 12. Oh, Morris in position. Leonard finds Jackson. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits, and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Harden dishes to Irving. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul call.
Durant's checked in for Green. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Rondo's checked in. Nets leading by 9. Harden with it. He's picked up by Rondo. Back to Harden. Doesn't go for him. Excellent D there from George. And so George will bring it up for Los Angeles. Morris outside. Launches a 3. Rebound, Brooklyn.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And I think they realize any hope of a comeback is gone.
Well, realistic at this stage of the game, they're going to lose this one, but will they take something from the loss? I'll tell you what, they're really fortunate there. Those long bomb passes usually spell disaster, but they get away with one there.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And the shot is good.
Well, Rondo concentrating right there, focused. Even when you hit him, he can maintain that good balance.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Outside Griffin. Back to Johnson. Just 4 to shoot. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. So it's Brooklyn with the win. They didn't miss. David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us.
That